kind of the way this thing works basically. All right, so there's kind of two things we want to set up. We want to set up some kind of repeating background music that only plays once, and we only need one background music, and we also want to play sound effects. So they're kind of the two kind of sounds that we want, and we need to kind of set that up for our game. All right, so what I could do is I could turn this into one where it does the background for us, right? It does the background for us. So what we can do is we can have let's do a background. Let's make this play background, play background music. We'll call this play background music, and what we probably want to do is we want to separate this. Maybe we have a load and a play as a separate thing, or maybe not. We'll just chuck it all together there for now. And if we see that the performance is slow, we might want to preload all of our music and then play it. But for now, we'll just shove it all in here. And I think something that we want to I think something that we need to know is we need to know what file we want to load. So we're going to go by val file name as string, and that will be the file name we'll slot into here. So let's put that in. So instead of test here, we'll put semicolons here, put a plus in here, and put file name in there. This can just be music, and we want to be able to repeat it. So we might want to go a bit of a control here if we want to repeat it. So we go by val is loop. So let's say we want it is loop. We'll make this an option. So by default, optional. By default, we won't loop it. By default, we won't loop it. We'll go false. But what we do is if loop is true, then we want this repeat here to be there. Else we don't want it to be there. So what we could do is we could kind of just go. We can create like a dim repeat here. Make it empty and shove it here. Make sure you put a space because it kind of ignores empty space. So if this is false, it will just use empty space. It'll chuck it there, so it won't repeat, right? What's wrong with this if loop? Oh, as boolean. And if it is true, we'll just make repeat. We'll give it the string repeat so it can add it into this string here. So we can control whether it loops or not. And right now it's default MP3. So I guess we could control whether we want WAV or MP3 as well. Have that control as well. So we can do the same thing here. So over here, you could, select whether you want a WAV or not. What's a good way of doing this? What we could do is we can create some kind of selector. So we can create what we call an enum audio type. We give ourselves like different audio types that we allow in our little class. And the audio types we will allow is WAV and MP3. And then over here we can get the other programmer or yourself to select. So what we can do is by val audio type. Audio type. I wonder if we should make this optional and default to default. Since it's play music, maybe we should give it a default. Nah, we won't give it a default. As audio type. You can give it an audio type. You can make it default if you like. All right. So what you do is you put the word optional here and then put equals whatever you want, audio type.wave or whatever. If you, and then over here we can check if audio type is, so we'll have a dim type equals, by default we'll put it as wave audio, but if audio type is equal to MP3, since we've only got two options, I can do it like this. Then we'll go type equal, if it's that, then we'll go MPEG video instead. I know it's a video, but it's still music. And then in here, we'll just put in two quotations plus type plus. All right. And I think that's good. All right, so we can test it with this with our sound effect, right? Start. Now let's check the error. Oh yeah, so over here we'll test it here. So over here we'll go test.wave. And then audio type is the next thing it wants. Now you notice there's no audio type here, it doesn't work. That's because we've created the enum in our class and our game window doesn't know it exists. So we need to let it know. So we'll go into game window, scroll up, and just import our audio. Import our game window dot audio. I'm trying to remember here, what's game window? No, so framework 2D basic dot audio, so that it knows that audio type exists. And this is a wave, so we'll select wave. And it's not play sound anymore, it's play background music. Background. Music. And by default it's not looping. Okay, so that's not working. Oh, that's right. You can't repeat. Well, hang on. Music. Oh, here. Misspelled music. So that still works. That still works. Let's test it for MPEGs. So we'll go back into here. I'll make something a bit longer. I'll just go la la. I'll do another. Well, actually, I'll go new, and I'll record something a bit longer for a background music. La 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 la, and la 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 la. Stop. Okay, I think that's long enough. And what I'll do is because waves you can't repeat, but MPEGs you can. So I'm going to save this as a MPEG. Export as an MPEG. This time around we'll call this music.mp3. And what I'll do is I'll shift it over into my folder here. Hang on, where's my downloads folder? Let me just find it. So in here, we'll chuck it in, right? And so MP3 there, right there. And then we need to test it for the MP3. Let's do an MP3 test. So what I'll do is I won't put this in the mouse click. I'll just chuck it on a form load, because that's generally where you want to play your background music. This is now music.mp3. This one over here is now an MP3. We want to loop it, so we're going to go true, and fingers crossed. Yep, once, it plays once. Yep, and it repeats. But it's not a seamless repeat. It kind of stops and starts. There's no crossfading or anything like that. It's pretty basic, this particular way we're doing it, but it gets a job done. It gets a job done there on a basic level. All right, so that's pretty much, I'm pretty happy with that. I guess that's it for this video. It's already been 25, so I'll see you in the next video.